What's up, everyone? Alex Nickla here with the Nickla Group. Very excited to share with you. This is very personally exciting for me because I love Bombers BBQ. My whole life growing up, used to always go out to Munster to go eat with my friends. And now there is a Bombers here in Crown Point, right on Broadway, next to Three Monkeys in Cold Stone in this beautiful building. We are here to share with you a little bit more about Bombers and the story about how they got here to Crown Point and show you some of the best barbecue. Honestly, in my opinion, probably not just the region, probably the Midwest. This is some really good stuff right here in Crown Point. Excited to show you guys, so let's go take a look. Well, Darren, thanks for having us, man. Yeah, appreciate you. Yeah. So you obviously an amazing restaurant you got here. Thank you for doing this, like we've been talking about. I've personally been a Bombers fan for a very long time. Anytime we were out, Cherville, Munster, anything, we always stopped through. Always made an excuse. In high school, we always went out of our way from Crown Point to go that way. So when I had heard Bombers was coming here, I was very excited. Before we get into Bombers, tell me a little bit about your background. Like, you've been in the restaurant business for a few years now. What was your background before you opened this location here?
I've owned many businesses going back 36 years. I got into the restaurant business 7 years ago, and I opened 3 Rosati's Pizza restaurants in the area, St. John, Valparaiso, and Munster. And my Munster location is across the street from Bombers. And I would hold my meetings over there with managers, sometimes staff, and sometimes reward the staff, take them over there. And I got to know Chris Cole, the founder, the owner, and executive chef, amazing guy. And I was beating down his door for quite a while, for a couple years, and trying to get him to expand out in my area. And he wasn't sure that that's something he wanted to do. And so I just proposed a franchise setup, and we made a deal. Yeah. And 2 years later, here we are.
That's awesome. So the process was 2 years.
Process was 2 years. There was a lot of legal stuff we had to do. You know, Chris had to do a franchise agreement through the state, and come up with an offering. It's a lot of legal, spider web.
Yeah. How was the process in finding this location here on Broadway? How did that happen, and how was that?
Well, when it was announced in the Times that we were going to expand, we said that we were going to do St. John, Valparaiso, and Crown Point were the target locations. And my inbox was flooded with agents offering me properties. Yeah. And actually the best deals that I had were 3 locations in Valparaiso. And then I was 1 day away from signing a deal when Mayor Uran of Crown Point contacted me and said, "Why aren't you opening in Crown Point?" And I said, "Because I can't find 5,000 square feet. And I have a great deal in Valpo right now." And he says, "Let me get you in contact with the building owner. I want you to see the space." And one thing led to another, and here we are today.
I love Mayor Rand. That's awesome.
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It speaks a lot to the city, because if he's going to reach out himself and say, "Hey, how do we get you here?" But obviously this location is awesome. And like I told you before, I'm very grateful you're here, because this is a very selfish thing for me. The fact that it's so close to my home is awesome. So,
and I live down the street too, so it's a bonus for me.
So how was the build out process? How long did that take? And I mean, this is such a cool location here. The branding is awesome. And we'll get into the food in a minute, but how was that process building this out?
The build out was very challenging in the biggest regard, supply chain issues. You name it, we had a problem with it. The very first thing I did when I signed the lease was order all of my kitchen equipment and pay for all of it, because there's several restaurants in the area that were completed with their build out but could not open because they couldn't have refrigeration or a certain cooker or a certain fryer. In fact, there are still some things that I ordered in October last year that are still not here. Almost a year that I fully prepaid for.
Wow. So that whole process was a headache.
A major headache, a major headache.
But all in all, now you've got this amazing location.
It's a great space, and I'm friends with the owners of Three Monkeys next door and the owners of Cold Stone, and they're great business owners. And because we're here, we're adding many more cars. Depending on the day, 150 to 250 cars a day, so there's more traffic for here. And the landlord has 3 pads ready for 3 more buildings across the parking lot.
It's great. And again, for me, ice cream is my that is my kryptonite. I can go to Cold Stone right after I eat some barbecue. So talk a little bit about the food, you know, and the process, prep, all that. Like what you know, what as far as your barbecue, your guys' process, how are you different from other places, and anything that you want to highlight as far as your
We are definitely one of the few places around that we smoke our meat fresh every day. Every single day. When we close at night, we start seasoning our meat and we load the smokers, and they're done loading by 10 p.m. and then we're gone. And then our pit masters come in at 6 a.m. and start temping things. So what we don't sell at night, we let our staff take home, or we will freeze it and we will donate it. Just yesterday, I donated 70 pounds of meat to the St. Jude domestic violence shelter here in Crown Point. So we do sell out often, and then we close early. I know that upsets a lot of people, but when you see barbecue place that says they're open till 9, 10, or 11, and they never close early, that's telling you they're really not smoking their meat fresh every day.
That's a good point. And you could tell, because, I mean, first off, good for you for doing that. That's awesome. And again, the worst case scenario is you have leftover meat and you're able to help other people out that are in need.
Absolutely.
The best case scenario is you sell out early and you got to close.
Yes, yes. We try not to sell out too early,
yeah.
because if we consistently sell out too early, people won't come for dinner.
Right.
So we have to take chances sometime and have more meat. For example, Labor Day, a very big day, we smoked 1,000 pounds of meat on Labor Day. Yes. Now we had some left over, but the staff took it and I froze a little bit and donated it.
That's really cool. When I ate here the other day, I had brisket and wings and sprouts, and the brisket was unbelievable. I had actually, the week before, I was in Dallas at Terry Black's Barbecue, which is a really famous barbecue spot in
I've
Dallas.
heard of it, yes.
It was awesome. And I came back here, and you think like, all right, that was kind of the pinnacle for the Dallas area, Texas, all that. I came back, and I was still blown away at how good the brisket was, and the wings too, man. The wings, just dry rub. I just did dry rub with some barbecue. It was awesome. So, no, you can tell on the quality of the food.
Yeah, brisket is the star of the show here. That's almost half of our meat count for the day. And it is Texas style. I won't say anything about the recipe, but it's definitely mirrored after a Texas style brisket for sure.
Oh, is there anything about Bombers in this location that you just want to share with the community? Like, why'd you decide on Crown Point, and anything that you want to share with the
Well, again, Mayor Rand brought me here, and I'm thankful for that, again, because it's down the street. And I do love Crown Point. There's a lot of things happening here, especially the sports complex over here. Now we have some hotels coming in, a lot of entertainment. I do want to let people know that we have seating inside for 84. We have an outdoor patio that seats 24 people. We do serve beer, no wine or liquor. And it's really a cool place to hang out.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having us. Appreciate
Absolutely.
your time.
I'm glad you
Thank
came, Alex.
Yeah, thank you. All right, there you have it. A little bit more about Bombers here in Crown Point. And the story about how they got here. Really, really cool addition, and obviously a great addition to Northwest Indiana and Crown Point. Thank you guys so much for watching. Couple things to keep in mind. Right here on Broadway, next to Cold Stone and Three Monkeys. They do catering as well, corporate events, weddings, things like that. So if any of you are interested in that, come on through to Bombers BBQ. If you haven't been here, you're gonna love it. And if you have, you know how big of a deal this is to the area. So thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Alex Nickla with the Nickla Group, a Realty Executives Premier.